For interesting insights on temples, philosophy and literature, subscribe to this channel and press the bell icon for reminders. Hello and Namaste. Why do we do the wrong thing even though we don't wish to do it? So often we feel our actions are not under our control. This seems to be a timeless problem because Arjuna too wonders about it. It is as though a powerful force beyond our control is making us do things, he says. Anichannapi vashneya baladiva niyojitaha. Yes, indeed, Krishna says, there are two powerful enemies which push us to do the wrong things. They are desire and anger. Kama esha krodha esha rajoguna samudbhavaha mahashano mahapapma vidyena ihavairinam. They are insatiable, he says. Mahashano. Like a glutton, the more you feed them, the more they consume. They are great sinners. Beware of them, Arjuna. They are powerful enemies, Krishna warns. Our scriptures identify 6 deadly enemies that cause our material and spiritual downfall. These are called Arishad Varga or Shadripu, which literally mean 6 enemies in Sanskrit. They are Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsaryam. Desire, anger, greed, delusion, arrogance and jealousy. Krishna calls out the first 2 in this verse. Kama, Krodha, desire and anger. Although he mentions 2, he focuses primarily on desire because it is the root cause of all the other problems. First, Krishna makes a distinction between liking something and desiring something. Indriyas indriyasyarte ragadveshau vyavastitau tayorna vashama gachet tauhasya paripantinau. As long as we have this body and these sense organs, likes and dislikes will certainly exist. That is inevitable because we are all bound by our natural inclinations. Even liberated souls are likely to have their preferences. The important thing is not to be controlled by them. What happens when you give a free rein to your likes and dislikes? In the 2nd chapter, Krishna enumerates how we spiral into self-destruction. Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha sangasteshu pajayate sangat sanjayate kamaha kamat krodod bijayate krodad bhavati sammohaha sammoha smriti vibramaha smriti bramshad buddhinasho buddhinashat pranashyati. At first, you like something. Then you keep thinking about it and become attached to it. This attachment takes root and becomes desire. Desire leads to anger. Anger clouds your judgment and destroys your intellect. And thus you perish. Can you think of a single thing that you did in anger and did not regret later? Anger is such a potent force that it short-circuits your intellect. Although normally you know what is right and wrong and understand the consequences of your actions, in anger you don't remember any of it. How many times have you looked back and wondered, is it really me who did this? How could I have said those things? We are unrecognizable to ourselves when we are angry. And what is the root cause for anger? It is desire. When your expectations are not met, you are angry. In other words, when your desires are not fulfilled, you get angry. These are the 2 enemies that rob us of our will. How do we distinguish between likes and desires? Let us take a simple example. You like sweets but don't like vegetables. That is fine. But if you like sweets so much that you have to eat them every day, you keep eating them against your doctor's advice, you are unable to resist them however hard you try, then you don't just like sweets, you desire them. When you like something so powerfully that you have no control over it, then it is called desire. Similarly, you dislike something so much that you have no control over it, then it is called hatred. Desire and hatred are two sides of the same coin that Krishna does not even bother to make a distinction between the two. He gives a dire warning about desires. Avritam jnanametena jnanino nitya vairina kamarupena kaunteya dushpure cha. The knowledge of even the most discerning person gets covered by this perpetual enemy called desire, which is insatiable, never satisfied, and burns like a fire. In our mythology, there is an asura called Rakta Bija. None of the gods were able to defeat him because he had a special power. If you spill his blood, for each drop of blood, 100 more copies of Rakta Bija emerged. This Rakshasa is a symbolic representation of our desires. You fulfill one desire and 100 others take its place. Krishna says, we have all the power within us to tame this beast, if only we learn to use our faculties properly. Indriyani paranyahuhu indriyebhya param manaha manasastu para buddhihi yo buddhe parasastu saha. Krishna gives a hierarchy for our faculties. Sense organs are superior to sense objects. Mind is superior to sense organs. Intellect is superior to the mind. And Atma is superior to the intellect. The superior faculties should lead the inferior ones. Your intellect, which is the storehouse of your knowledge and reasoning power, should control the mind, which is the seat of your emotions. The mind and intellect should work in unison and guide the sense organs in the right direction. For most of us, it is exactly the reverse. Attractive sense objects pull our sense organs towards them. We see a sweet and your tongue tells you to eat it now. Our emotional mind makes us imagine how wonderful it will be to eat it. Then the mind convinces the intellect to provide reasons for eating the sweet. Like an obedient slave, the intellect churns out many reasons. One sweet is not going to make a difference. I can eat this sweet and skip my next meal. When am I going to eat this sweet again? Our intellect is fantastic at making excuses for us. You can imagine how screwed up this is. We are letting the inferior faculties control the superior ones. Chinmayananda ji used to give a hilarious analogy to make this point. He used to say, animals are considered inferior to us because they walk on 4 feet. Their brain, heart, stomach and genitals are all in the same horizontal plane. Whereas we are human beings. We stand upright on our 2 feet. We are superior because our brain is right at the top. It is our crown jewel. Below it, we have the heart and stomach below it. Our intellect is meant to be the leader, controlling the rest of the faculties. That is how God intended it to be. But we have reversed it completely. It is as if we are standing on our head, which makes us worse than animals. That's it from me. With this, we come to the end of 3rd chapter. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please share it with like-minded people. Until next time, Namaste.